Perfect. We're live on YouTube and I see a check mark on our Facebook. So let's check in here and make sure that we are in fact.
We're live on YouTube.
Perfect. Already see a couple of people that are starting to hop on. I know you guys know the drill. I'm just checking to make sure I can see us and hear us okay. Make sure that you take a second to comment and let us know that you're tuning in. Give us a nice thumbs up so I can be able to recognize you. And we'll begin momentarily. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and get us kicked off and started. Good morning and happy Friday to everyone. Always so excited when we get to this day of the week for some reason. I see several folks that are already on here with us. Brian Head. I also see Emilio, Marissa, and several others. As you are hopping onto this broadcast, please do me a favor by quickly giving us a thumbs up. That shows me your name and who's tuned in. You can also familiarize yourself with the comment section where we'll pull up a few comments momentarily and reference why it's so important for you to be engaging with us. So good morning again. I am Juliette Abdel, President and CEO of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce. And if this is your very first time on our page, please make sure that you hit the follow, hit the notification so you get alerted when we go live. It saves me time of sharing this out and creating that awkward pause at the start. And it also allows you to stay informed on content that we push out there. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you for making sure that you've been with us since March of 2020. These videos are available at any point in time for you to watch in the video section here on our Facebook page. They are also available on our YouTube channel, Westminster Chamber of Commerce. So if you ever get bored, if you need to binge watch, if you are just trying to catch up after a long week and maybe have not tuned in since every day of the week, you can always recap at any point in time. So that's the exciting thing. Find us on other platforms, on Instagram, on Twitter, Westy Chamber, and of course on LinkedIn, Westminster Chamber of Commerce. So I'm already seeing some amazing engagement from Councillor Voles. I also see Tina, Jeff, and Annette. Oh my gosh, we're blowing up with some awesome people. So go ahead and start giving us some comments. I see our past board chairman, Brian. Thank you for tuning in. Marissa is sharing, love that artwork. I know, I'm kind of envious. My wall's all plain. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could have that for sure. Emilio, good morning to you. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast. We entirely appreciate you. I see Sarah. Sarah, thank you for that thumbs up our way. We love the love that we're getting. Jeff, good morning. Yes, we are all doing our part in being safe for sure. And Councillor Bowles has given us a nice, thank God it's Friday. I know, really, like it's time to just take a breath and just be ready to rejuvenate, right? Tina and Tasha, thank you guys for tuning into our broadcast this morning. So today's broadcast is one that we have actually started over the last couple, I want to say this is our second feature. So our Friday features began last week. They were designed to highlight small businesses in our community that are actively getting their word out about who they are and what they're doing, especially during this time. These are businesses that are participating in our We Love Westy sweepstakes. So for those of you that may not be aware, the We Love Westy sweepstakes is a shop, dine, do business locally campaign that Chamber is able to provide in partnership with the City of Westminster. Generally, it's around the holidays, but we decided to delay it a little bit and coincide it with Heart Month. That's why it's We Love Westy. Essentially, put your money where your heart is, or really go out there and support those businesses that need us the most. So we have Cronin and Cronin. That's a partner in our community that's taking part in the effort this year. But here with us, I wanted to have them introduce themselves, share a little bit about who they are before I start peppering in the questions. Now, you've already seen me pull up a few different comments. That is a feature that's available to you as you're viewing. If anything that you hear, you're like, oh, this is something I had no idea about, so exciting. Here's a nugget of knowledge. Type it in. We want to know what you loved. If you love Westminster, give me a heart, give me a I love Westminster in caption. And then if you have any questions for our guests today, please be sure that you type it in. This is exactly where we will be engaging from. And the only way we can engage with you is if you are actually making sure that to comment, provide us those compliments, questions, and any additional remarks. So with that, I will actually turn it over to our guest. And good morning. Thank you so much for finding the time to be on here. I know that this is time, right? And you could be doing something else. So I totally appreciate that. Right. Thank you, Tasha. She does love Westminster. But tell us a little bit, first off, give us your name, how you're connected to the business and what the business is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Juliet, for having me here today. My name is Carolyn Cronin, and I am an orthodontist and owner of Cronin and Zarnick Orthodontics here in Westminster, Colorado.
And how long has your orthodontics practice been around for? And have you been around with that for as long as you have been?
That's a great question. So we are very humbled, my husband, Scott Zarnick, and I, to have joined one of Westminster's longest standing orthodontic offices, Dr. Thomas Chubb. He recently retired a few months ago, good timing with everything, and so we joined him back in 2019 and have since taken over.
I know. Oh my gosh. All those people that retired, you're like, were you guys in tune with what was about to come? Is this what was happening? Like you had the fifth sense maybe? Laura, good morning, and Mary and Maria. So I know that we've talked briefly about, the practice that you took over really pretty recently. I mean, you've been with them for a while, but it's fully yours now. I always like to show people who you are past just as a provider. And so when I get into the details on what makes you you, can you share with us a little bit about that? Or did you move to Westminster and open this out of the blue? Did you decide this is a community you just want to engage in? Or have you always lived in Colorado and you're like, I'm definitely one of these days, that's what I'm going to do?
Great question. Let me unpack that a little. So who am I beyond an orthodontist? I guess this year, my new identity is a mom. I'm a first-time mom, and raise the roof. She's napping upstairs.
Can't raise it too much.
It's fine. Let's get the applause. Okay. So yeah, that's been a really, really awesome new part of my life this year, and for Scott as well. So she was born in May amongst a pandemic. So yeah, that's so fun.
Wow. Yeah. So congratulations, especially being a first time. Anyone that's tuned in, if you are a mommy, if you are a dad, we want to know. Let's shower this first time mommy with some love and appreciation. Tina, thank you so much for this quick comment. And I just wanted to pull it up before we really continue on with our questions. Tina shared that Carolyn and Scott at Cronin and Zarnick are, oh gosh, I'm butchering it. I know I am.
Okay.
Are wonderful, such knowledgeable and kind orthodontists in our community.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And hello to you, Ashley. And yeah, that's awesome. Okay, great. So little one, literally born in May. So it's not even a year old. I'm going to try and keep my laughter a little bit down so I'm not waking her up for you. And what's her name?
Her name's Rennie Joy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
So how is she out in public? Because this is one thing, and I'm like totally digressing, but one thing I've noticed, and I've like gone up, I'm one of those creepers. If I see kids, I'm like, oh my gosh, just a little cutie. And I've got my mask on, right? Yeah. And then like I leave from there and I'm like, they probably think I'm some freak. Like they can't even see my emotions. They just see, my eyes out of it. And I wonder, it makes me wonder, how many of them are feeling like, oh my gosh, she's this random person that's coming at me in a mask, Are you limiting your outdoor activity or?
Well, yeah, definitely. I've been gotten used to my home this year, I used to say. But yeah, Rennie, I was worried about that maybe she wouldn't be able to, she would be less engaging with people, but I think there's enough facial expressions going around our household that
that she gets it all.
Step on it. So she's really good at smizing.
Oh, yes.
Her eyes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love that. I see Allison. It looks like your husband Scott's on here as well. Thank you for that support. Tasha says she's the cutest. So the next time, or if she wakes up, you can always bring her down, have her be a part of this broadcast with us. We'd love to see her one of these days for sure.
Okay.
So I would love to kind of unpack, a little bit more about your engagement with the We Love Westy sweepstakes. And this is something that's entirely new to you. So I want to know, when you saw more about the program, were you just curious and wanted to get out there? What was your reasoning for wanting to hop into something that's a sweepstakes, again, during COVID, during everything else that you're doing to make sure your business stays afloat?
Well, we saw it really as an awesome opportunity. So we were very grateful as new business owners, small business owners, family practice, that we have like the Chamber of Commerce in the city of Westminster, they have our back. So it's been awesome. Thank you so much. Just with resources and information. So it was kind of a no-brainer to get involved. So yeah, it's been a really, really cool thing to connect with our patients about as well. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. And it's more than just a transaction. I think that's what's exciting about it, is that they're done with getting the service. And let's face it, like going to the orthodontist, going to the dentist, it's never something that people are like, oh, I'm going to go and take care of this. You're just kind of like, I need to check this off my list. Yeah. And so you're letting them leave out of there with not only getting that done, right, giving them the peace of mind to take care of something that they should have been doing. But now they also are walking away with, oh my gosh, here's a chance that I can also, win back something in return. So I think that's awesome. Randy, thank you for hopping on as well to the broadcast. We're getting a lot of love from several folks. Ashley sharing Dr. Cronin, aka Rennie's mom. Yay, we love you. And Marissa, oh, thank you, Marissa. So there is a photo of Rennie. You can find it on Instagram. If you go to their page at My Colorado Smile on Insta, you can be able to find more about their practice, but you can also creepily stalk Rennie on there and give a heart on all of her photos. I'm totally going to do this after this.
Go for it.
That's just going to happen for sure. And thank you for those words. One of the things that we've been able to do during the time of COVID and response and recovery is really partner with our city, with our counties, and make sure that we are providing the support. So it really is helpful whenever our businesses are able to see that and want to get engaged in it, because at the end of the day, we're trying to help and drive traffic. So appreciate that tremendously. So the We Love Westy sweepstakes is a program which I just emphasized, as our businesses are providing out stickers, and those stickers have those numbers, and the numbers are chance at up to $5,000 in cash. So between now until February 15th, anyone that's collecting tickets can hold on to them, because those individual tickets can add up to be the $5,000. We give out a $3,000, a $1,500, and a $500 cash prize as a chamber, of course, with the partnership of our city. So how is your practice distributing this out to either your existing clients?
So in short, if you see us, you get at least one ticket. So we have a goal of distributing as many as possible, because it's just an awesome opportunity for the patients, the community. For new patients, we offer complimentary orthodontic evaluations that include x-rays. That's all the time. But when you come and see us, you'll also get these We Love Westy tickets as well. So that's a good option for our existing patients. We love to reward great brushing and taking care of yourself. If you take a selfie with us, there's lots of fun ways to win them. So just ask us. If you also social media, give us a like, share the good word. Yeah, we're slinging them.
I know. I love this. I love all of these ways that you can do it. So you're not only supporting people that might be interested in oral hygiene and in doing better for their overall health by coming out for a consult, which is awesome that you're doing a free consult and talking them through an x-ray. I think that's terrific. And they're also getting a ticket out of it. And then for existing patients, with every time that they're coming in and all these super fun ways that they can be engaging on social media with you, taking photos and promoting you along the way. But these are what I want to emphasize is that you're doing it past just the cost. So there are ways that people are transactionally doing business with you and you're rewarding them. And then there are other ways that you are really just trying to get people to be aware of what their needs are. And through the process, they also have a chance at winning $5,000. I mean, that's a no-brainer for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a selfie with Allison.
I have to say also, it's been really fun to talk to our patients about it and like ask, what would you do with $5,000? So there was a little girl last week, she's 8 years old, and her answer was very mature. She said, I will invest part of it and then I will take my mom shopping with the rest. And so, I mean, just our patients are the best, their hearts. And so, yeah, it's awesome.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Yes. You'll have to share with me what the overall theme was. Like, am I going to go and splurge it on toilet paper before the zombie apocalypse happens? Am I going to engage it with family? But I think that's terrific to kind of see. And we always try and ask that question when we hand out the cash, but it's really nice to know like of the people that are actually participating. I think that would be a terrific thing. And I'm like thinking of an awesome idea out of this too. So yeah, you are totally on it. And this is awesome. So with that, I just want to, I know there's a social media page that you have on Instagram where we can see your beautiful daughter, and we can also learn about the practice. Do you have information about the campaign on your Insta and your Facebook? Is it just on your Facebook? Where can people find some more information about your method for distribution?
So right now we have it all over our Facebook page and then partially on our Instagram, like our stories, but yeah, so at My Colorado Smile, you can find more information. You can also give us a call. We have the best team. I have to brag about them. So they're our work family, we like to say. And so they're happy to explain more information. But if you see us, you get tickets. So don't be a stranger.
What's the phone number that we can have them call you at?
Oh, yeah. So the phone number is 303-428-3613.
Perfect. I'm just going to pull that up real quick while I navigate to different comments and different sections of our chat over here. So for those of you that are just now hopping on, we have one of our partners for the We Love Westy sweepstakes that is on here sharing more information about their practice, who they are, how they're distributing out the tickets for the We Love Westy, and they're taking up any questions or comments along the way. I know we've had some different comments that have come. Counselor Bowles has shared, thank you for being on this morning and sharing your story. It's always great to meet local business owners. And Counselor Bowles is one of those that's really out there. He comes out to our ribbon cuttings as he can. He does invest in our organization. And so I know during COVID, it's been harder for them to go out and see you guys. So definitely appreciative of him tuning in. Ashley sharing, if I had a cute kiddo tell me he would buy all the Legos. Oh my goodness. Yes. That child has my heart right there. My little cutie. Yeah, that's so awesome. Everyone wants a selfie. This is so great. I'm just like looking. Okay, so I have a quick question that comes from the public. So I'm going to display it on the screen, and then we'll kind of get back through to some of our own individual questions and messaging that I want to kind of ask you. But this question comes from Marissa. She is asking, what knowledge as an ortho can you share with other busy moms?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, let's see. I mean, I can definitely empathize with parents, adults, even kids these days. It seems to be a lot more to juggle, whether they're remote or working remote or school remote. So I think that decision fatigue is really, really a reality for all of us right now. So for busy moms, I would encourage you to give us a chance and trust us, because that's what we love doing, is taking care of other people beyond our family, but our patients become our family. So if you are so busy, just take a break and maybe make your easier part of your day coming to see us and let us take that burden for you.
Yeah, That is such a sweet approach for sure. And you guys I love the concept that you have. It's a family team that's there. You yourself have your own families personally. So you're creating that environment that's supportive of your clients as well. So to that end, if we want to give some folks peace of mind, right? During the time of COVID, we all see a difference in consumer confidence and their ability to support businesses, especially when it comes to some of those services that are a little bit closer to the person, right? So whether it's in the beauty industry, whether you see it with some of our dental, services that people will go to, anything that's outside of the necessary seems to have, gone a little bit on the wayside for a while. And so what I like to always emphasize is, what are those businesses doing that is in line either with guidelines or are going above and beyond in terms of maintaining safety for their employees, for customers that are coming through the door, and just kind of the overall well-being. Long-winded, but I kind of am paraphrasing why I'm asking you the question of, what are you doing in terms of, COVID, to be able to provide a healthy and safe environment?
Well, yeah, I agree. Safety's priority. And as orthodontists, we're healthcare providers, number one. So your general health is our priority. So the good news is the field of dentistry, orthodontics, we've been taking universal precautions for years. So it's in our wheelhouse to just make the environment as safe as possible for our patients, for our staff, for our providers. Now with COVID, we've kind of kicked it up a notch and are just doing some extra enhanced features. We have HEPA filters in our office to filter the air, get more circulation, enhanced cleaning of surfaces. And then, we have face shields now, always wearing a mask, gown. So yeah, you might see just kind of our eyebrows and our eyes a little bit more, but I swear we're underneath.
That's so funny. And I know, because I've been in your place, you guys have a setup. So when people walk in, there's hand sanitizer that's there. You've got the plexiglass that's up, and it's really more of that controlled spacing. So that way it's not a congested area, right? It's not like they're walking in and there's 50 people in that area for them.
Yeah, that's a good point that I didn't mention. We have a staggered schedule now to limit the amount of people in, and our lovely scheduling coordinator and greeter, Tasha, she always asks everybody about, their past history and takes their temperature. So
yeah,
we're going beyond.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to flip back, and I know I'm going back and forth. So thank you so much for your patience with me. It's like, as soon as I see a comment, I'm like, oh, here's another one. And you're sharing all this good stuff that I'm trying to capture as much of it as possible. So have you always wanted to be an orthodontist? Or was there a moment in your life that it was just like, oh, this is what I want to do? And I know it's kind of, everybody's still figuring out what they want to be, but I feel like when you're in a position like yours, you're kind of like, this is, I'm set in this, at least for a while.
Yes. Yeah. After, I've spent most of my life in school, so I'm pretty set, but it is by choice. I had quite a journey with orthodontics as a child, and it changed me. It really, not only did I gain a beautiful smile, but I got a lot more self-confidence, and I've carried that with me throughout life. So it really changed me as a person. And so I think when I was younger, I think there's a newspaper clipping somewhere about me saying I want to be an orthodontist when I was in 6th grade. Fast forward, I went into science, and I have a background in art, and maybe 10 years later, it kind of all coalesced and into the field of orthodontics. I was like, this is it. This is awesome. Right. To be with people. I love people. I love building relationships. And man, I feel very lucky to be in this field. Yeah.
And you're so disciplined about it. I mean, this is a dream that you had that really was set in motion when you were 6, and it's developed into what it has. And granted, you weren't like, this is what I'm going to do since that, but it was a turning point for you. And a lot of people don't realize that that has a huge, when you take care of your oral, not only your oral hygiene, but when you have a great smile that you're comfortable with, it does so much emotionally. It does so much, obviously, as people are looking at you, but it boosts that self-confidence. And boy, when you're younger, I remember, if I ever show you a photo, you're going to be like, this is horrendous. As I was getting teeth in, my dad would always tell me to push on them. I don't know where he got that. Like,
nice.
And so I did on certain ones. And so what I wound up with is just like these all over the place for years growing up, not taking care of getting those aligned or fixed. And I did that probably, I don't know, in the last 5 to 7 years. I went back, and I got my teeth fixed, and
oh, wow.
I never had like it never took away from me negatively, but I can tell you now, like, as I smile, I always smile even more. Like I've always been a smiley person. But what I'm saying is now that I know that they're perfect, I'm just like, even in photos and everything. And it's crazy how that affects you since you're younger throughout that period of time. So you went to school here in Colorado, or where did you end up going?
Scott and we actually met back in undergrad. So it wasn't like teeth that brought us together, but who would have thought profession. We were fortunate to go to dental school together in Chicago. And then we actually made a really tough choice to live and be in a long distance relationship so that we could pursue like our top choice orthodontic residencies. So I moved to North Carolina. He moved to Minnesota. Lots of Delta frequent flyer miles later. And we met back in Colorado, and now we have our dream. We have our dream practice in the community, and we're really grateful for that. We don't take it lightly.
Well, we are so grateful for you, and what a story. I mean, long distance is never easy, but it totally helps when both of you are supportive of one another and kind of your ambitions. And along the way, like, you made sure that you reconnected and stayed in touch. And gosh, this is like a whole nother, I feel like we could do a segment on like, how do you maintain, how do you maintain those relationships and nourish them at a distance? But that is awesome. And I'm so glad that Colorado brought you guys back together to continue to rebuild and grow together, for sure. I see a nice comment that's come to us from Marissa and Maria. So Maria, I was actually about to pull up Marissa and you popped me a comment. So yours is going to come up first. Maria agrees. Do you treat adults? And if so, do you offer Invisalign as an option? So the reason she's saying I agree is because Marissa had commented that there are two pretty smiles on the screen. So I had to kind of go back to that so I could be able to bring that question to fruition and give you the background behind that.
Yeah, so we treat patients of all ages. So we have children, teenagers, adults in our practice. There's never a wrong time, or it's never too late to get that smile and healthy bite that you really deserve. So Invisalign's an awesome option for adults and some kids as well. There's a lot of cosmetic aesthetic options here these days, and we've been joking around with like wearing masks. Like, what better time than now to get your teeth straightened?
Oh my gosh, that's so true. And if you haven't gone through the process, you don't know why that's so like that. I wish that this was the case, right? Because you're like all those times, and I was an Invisalign wearer, so it was pop it off like momentarily, and it just looks like you've got your dentures out there, but it's not. It's like clear trays, and oh my goodness. So yes, totally agree. Now is the best time. It's like winter when people like wear long so they could grow out, things that we don't want to know. But you could be fixing your teeth behind your mask. So a huge perk to that. Bonnie and Matt, thank you guys for hopping onto the broadcast with us as well. So we are getting close. Before I start doing my wrap up, I just want to ask, what is a unique factor about you all, or something that I may not have asked that you want to help get the word out on about you?
Let's see. I think what makes us unique is that Scott and we're a really awesome partnership, just, personally and then also professionally. So we take our family values and apply that to everything we do. So it's important that we build relationships through orthodontics and the process, because it isn't, like you said, it's not like a one day and you get your smile. It's a journey. And so we're here to educate you so that you can feel empowered to make the best decisions for your health. And I think we just spend a lot of time with our patients because we really enjoy it and we love talking to them.
Yeah, and that's the most memorable part. I had someone, I think it was a dentist before that was on this broadcast, and I was telling them I still have my dentist from like when I was younger, and this was back on the East Coast. So every time I go visit my siblings, I'm really visiting with the services that I need, but I go over there and I connect with them, and it reminds me of those conversations that I used to have in that chair when I was so much younger. And so you are creating that environment where people know you more. And over the years, you become more of like a family friend, I feel like, more than a service provider. So Matt has shared that Dr. Cronin is a total pro. I'm picking up the same feels already from this broadcast, all of that. And for those of you that are hopping onto the broadcast with us, we have Dr. Cronin she's one of our partners with Cronin and
Czarnik. The C is silent.
Czarnik. I got it. So Cronin and Czarnik Orthodontics here in Westminster, and they're off 80th and Sheridan. Am I right?
Yes. So we're on the corner of 80th and Sheridan in Westminster. We joke that we're from a lot of different towns because Arvada is right across the street. But our patients, they travel from all over Broomfield, Thornton, North Denver. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So if you're looking for them, do not miss them. You really will. When you make that turn, it's like you have to make another quick turn. But I totally discovered them and I was like, this is Westminster, and I thought it was Arvada. I see Jason Ganal also tuned into the broadcast. Jason's with GQ Barbecue. I feel like if you go to Jason, you have to then, go over to Dr. Cronin's after all that.
That sounds good. Sounds like our next staff lunch will be there.
Partnerships right there. Absolutely love our patients and the work family. Come join the family and get that new gorgeous smile. Thank you for that plug, Ashley. Yeah. And if any of you are interested in learning more, we have shared their phone number inside this broadcast in the comments. We've also included the Instagram. Thank you to Marissa for doing that. The Instagram link. The Facebook, I've also typed in, it's Facebook. You'll have to look up the My Colorado Smile on there. I'll make sure to tag it in the direct video whenever we are done as well. So if you all have any questions about how they're distributing out the We Love Westy sweepstakes, what services they offer, or anything else specifically for Dr. Cronin, who's taken the lovely morning with us to share a little bit more personally about herself and of course professionally, please make sure that you comment it into the comment section or DM the page. Now, there are a few things before I completely wrap up. If you are watching this, please make sure that you share it out so others in your network can know about one of our amazing partners in the community, how they're distributing out tickets, and who they are. More than anything, I love putting faces to these businesses that make Westminster so great. And if you end up watching this later on, give us that hashtag replay so I know you tuned into the broadcast when we weren't really live, but at some point later on. And of course, if you're a first-time viewer, we hope you'll come back to us. We'll be back here on Monday. Our Mondays are always with the mayor, who provides us updates, all things related to COVID in our city, county, and of course our state. So if you have any burning questions about that, tune in with us on Monday. But I appreciate you so much, Dr. Cronin, for being on here.
Thank you for this opportunity and for us to say thank you to the Westminster community.
Of course. Well, we truly value you, and we're so excited that you're able to partner with us on this. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and to everyone that's viewed it as well, have a wonderful weekend.